What if there was a stealthy, supersonic, semi-autonomous fighter that could maneuver undetected through heavily armed enemy airspace, jam the adversary's command and control systems, and transmit targeting data across huge areas of terrain in milliseconds using AI-empowered computing? All this might seem hypothetical, but this is exactly what the new 6th-generational fighter is anticipated to do for the US. This complex, yet highly sought-after blend of sensibilities encapsulates the goal of many Pentagon programs. It is also the reason organizations like the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works, and Raytheon's lesser-known Advanced Concepts and Technologies groups exist. Humans simply want to explore the seemingly impossible and invent yet-to-be-imagined warfare systems. While the first of its kind, 5th-generation F-35C is here, its numbers are small as of yet. Also, the FA-18 Super Hornet has been a combat workhorse for decades and has already outlived its estimated service life due to years of successful upgrades. Now, the US military is looking for ways to enhance its battle power, and what better way than to introduce a new generation of fighter aircraft altogether? The Next Generation Air Dominance, or NGAD for short, is a 6th-generation air superiority initiative of the United States Air Force, USAF, with the goal of fielding a family of systems to replace the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. The same program encompasses the new 6th-gen F/A-XX stealth fighter, a now-in-development concept, expected to appear on the scene very soon. The Air Force's 6th-generation jet is already in the air, albeit nothing is known about it due to obvious security reasons. But what about the Navy's 6th-gen? Similarly, we hear relatively little about this for obvious reasons, despite the fact that there's a clear need and a clear naval priority on the effort. The new aircraft, intended as a new strike fighter to complement and fly alongside the F-35C, will likely be stealthy, AI-enabled, and much faster than an FA-18 or even an F-35C. But its greatest margin of difference may reside in its ability to incorporate paradigm-changing, unprecedented new innovations. The new planes will almost surely fire hypersonic weapons, operate as manned or unmanned autonomous aircraft, and will certainly make use of manned-unmanned teaming as well as new generations of sensing, weaponry, and networking technology. According to a Navy document released in 2021 called the Navy Aviation Vision 2030 to 2035, the specific capabilities and technologies of this aircraft are under development. However, analysis shows it must have a longer range and greater speed, incorporate passive and active sensor technology, and possess the capability to employ the longer-range weapons programmed for the future. The new sea-launched 6th-generation aircraft will especially permit continued aircraft carrier operations in high-threat locations. This can imply that the new F/A-XX will function as an enhanced F-22-like air dominance platform from the sea, capable of establishing air superiority for an entire carrier air wing to follow. An advanced platform of this caliber would undoubtedly add new dimensions of power projection to maritime warfare, as well as potentially open up an air corridor for highly armed but less stealthy platforms to attack. If the airspace above carrier strike groups was too far offshore for F-22s or other land-based 5th-generation aircraft to penetrate, air superiority at sea would undoubtedly also be vital. For example, if an F/A-XX is fast enough and stealthy enough to destroy opposing aircraft, while also disabling opponent radar and air defenses, carrier strike groups will be significantly better positioned to counter China's long-discussed anti-access area denial plan. Furthermore, if this 6th-generation aircraft could operate in small groups or as a family of stealthy manned and unmanned systems, it could provide forward surveillance and potentially identify launch sites for China's highly touted carrier-killer missiles, such as the DF-26, which reportedly has a range of 2,000 miles and can strike carriers. The aircraft, at least hypothetically, could identify and perhaps intercept attacking anti-ship missiles by acting as aerial nodes or forward reconnaissance. This type of tactical capability would, of course, be realized through new networking dimensions in which many platforms could acquire, organize, and send time-sensitive intelligence and target data across multiple domains at large distances. Newer AI applications, combined with transformative transport layer technology, such as optical communication, encrypted RF transmissions, or newly hardened data links. Increasingly, interfaces and technical infrastructure adequate to facilitate cross-domain interoperability are being integrated into otherwise diverse or isolated platforms. One of the program's important principles is closely matched with Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall's operational imperatives, strategic conceptions, and goals for the force as it advances into the coming decades. The plan for NGAD, according to the service officials, is to build the platform as a family of systems, driven by drones and manned-unmanned teaming technology. The 6th-generation Loyal Wingman drones are already being designed and built. The conceptual aim of the 6th-generation family, according to service leaders, is to enable attack operations against extremely sophisticated advanced adversary air defenses, aircraft, and weapon systems in what is commonly referred to as a contested environment. Other improvements to the aircraft include the addition of a joint helmet-mounted cueing system with a 20-degree field of view visor and a digital communications system radio, MIDS, joint tactical radio system, digital memory device, distributed targeting system, infrared search and track for IRST for short, and the continued advancement of the APG-79 active electronically scanned array radar. Now, while all these features are interesting and all, the real question that arises here is what good can the fighter do for the US? After all, the country already has some of the best jets in the world, and what else can it possibly want? Well, while we may not realize it just yet, but the new 6th-gen aircraft will open up a new realm of possibilities. For instance, any engagement in the Pacific against a great rival power like China would almost certainly necessitate the deployment of a large force of carrier-launched aircraft to cover wide areas of attack, intercept Chinese efforts to encircle Taiwan from the air, and sustain continuous air bombardment. But according to multiple rumors, Boeing may soon cease manufacturing of the FA-18, implying that even the well-extended Super Hornet is now outdated. So, how would the US Army fare against the enemy? The discontinuation of the Super Hornet hints at the fact that the 6th-generation carrier-launched airframes are close to arrival. This is most likely why the US Navy has been demanding more FA-18s in recent years, while also modernizing and enhancing the existing fleet. Will the new craft overtake its predecessors? And if the answer is yes, then what will be the fate of other fighters, like the F-22 and the F-35? Tell us in the comments below. This brings us to the end of this video. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can keep bringing more content like this. See you next time.